It was a gray morning, the kind where even the sun seemed to mourn in silence. Rows of white marble gravestones lined the cemetery like a quiet army standing guard over stories of loss. In section 45, grave 1832, the grass was still fresh. The tiny American flag fluttered softly beside the headstone, damp with morning dew. Kneeling beside it was a woman in uniform, Sergeant Emily Carter. Her bronze star glinted faintly in the light, but her eyes had lost their shine. Her hand rested on the engraved name, Captain David Carter, beloved husband and soldier. Forever in our hearts. She didn't hear the soft footsteps behind her until a small hand reached out and touched her shoulder. "Are you okay, ma'am?" Emily turned slowly, blinking through her tears. A little girl, maybe 6 or 7, stood beside her holding a bunch of dandelions. Behind her, a tall man with a calm face and tired eyes gave a gentle smile. "I'm sorry," he said softly, his voice careful, respectful. "She likes giving flowers to people who look sad. We can go if you prefer." Emily shook her head and offered a faint smile. "No, she's sweet. Thank you." The man nodded and bent down to place his own small bouquet a few rows down, at a grave that read, Sophia Miller, beloved wife and mother. 1989 to 2020. He kissed his fingers and pressed them to the stone before rising again. "She was my wife," he said as he came back. "I'm Liam. That's my daughter, Clara." Emily stood, brushing the dirt from her knees. "Emily Carter. My husband's buried here." They stood in silence for a moment, the kind of silence that didn't need to be broken with words. Liam saw something in Emily's eyes, something he knew too well. The pain of losing someone you promised forever to. "You want to walk?" he asked, not pressing, just offering. To her own surprise, she nodded. They walked along the edge of the cemetery, Clara skipping ahead chasing butterflies. Emily told Liam how she and David had met in training, how they were both deployed twice, and how he never made it back from their last mission. She spoke in short sentences, each one measured, like stepping carefully across a cracked floor. "And you?" she asked, glancing at him. "Car accident," Liam said simply. 2 years ago. Hit and run. Never found the guy." Emily swallowed. "I'm sorry." He shrugged, 1,000 emotions behind the motion. "You learned to breathe again." Somehow. That walk became a weekly ritual. Emily would come on Sundays, and slowly, Liam and Clara started timing their visits to match hers. They never talked about it. It just happened, like old friends falling into a rhythm. One Sunday turned into 3. Then a month. Then 3. They never forced conversation, but over time, the silences grew warmer, like a fireplace in winter rather than a hole in the earth. Clara became the thread between them, asking Emily if she knew how to braid like her daddy did, or if she ever shot bad guys. Sometimes, her innocent questions would make them laugh. Sometimes cry. Always heal. Emily started noticing how Liam always carried 2 snacks. One for Clara. One for her. How he opened car doors, not out of habit but care. How his voice steadied her when her hands trembled at David's grave. She wasn't ready for anything new. Her heart was still a battlefield, but something about Liam's quiet presence started anchoring her. One evening, Clara ran ahead while Emily and Liam walked behind. The girl turned, her pigtails bouncing. "Daddy, is Emily gonna be my new mommy?" Both adults froze. Liam's face turned crimson. Emily's heart skipped. "Clara," he said softly, "Emily's our friend. And friends are special too." The girl shrugged and skipped away again, unbothered. But the question lingered like fog between them. That night, Emily sat on her porch for hours, clutching David's last letter. He'd written, "If I don't make it back, don't let this be the end of your smile. Love is big enough to find you again. Even if I can't." She cried until she couldn't anymore. And somewhere in the sobs, her heart whispered a truth she wasn't ready to say out loud. She didn't feel so alone anymore. Fall swept in like a slow-burning fire. Leaves turned amber and red, falling gently around the cemetery grounds. Emily found herself looking forward to Sundays, to Liam's quiet humor, to Clara's giggles. She even caught herself humming while cleaning her house, a sound she hadn't made in over a year. But one Sunday, they didn't show. Emily waited by David's grave for an hour. She even walked around the grounds, thinking maybe they were running late. But no Liam. No Clara. The next Sunday, nothing again. Then a 3rd week passed. Her heart sank deeper than she expected. What if something had happened? What if she had imagined it all? Maybe it was just a phase for them, passing time with the sad soldier lady. On Tuesday morning, a knock came at her door. She opened it to find Clara holding a paper heart with glitter and scribbles. "We missed you. Please come." Behind her stood Liam, holding a pie wrapped in foil. We didn't want to crowd you, he said. Didn't want you to feel obligated. Emily couldn't hold back. You think I came because I had to? You think I spent those Sundays with you because I was just being polite? His eyes softened. No. But grief, it's tricky. I didn't want to mess up whatever healing you found. She stepped aside. Come in. They shared coffee, pie, and laughter. Clara painted on Emily's old military files while the adults sat on the floor, backs to the couch. Liam told her he had been offered a job in another city. More pay, better schools. He didn't take it. When Emily asked why, he just said, because some things are worth more than a paycheck. One day, while visiting the grave, Emily noticed Clara gently cleaning the dirt off David's name with a tissue. Your husband was a hero, she said. That's what my dad says. Emily knelt and pulled her close. He would have liked you. Clara grinned. Maybe he sent me. It broke Emily's heart open in the best way. Weeks turned to months. One cold December morning, Emily invited them to her home for Christmas Eve dinner. It was simple, just roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, and gingerbread, but something about it felt like family again. After Clara went to sleep on the couch watching cartoons, Liam helped clean the dishes. The mood grew quiet. Emily turned, her voice barely above a whisper. You know, I still wear his dog tags. Every day. I think a part of me will always be his. Liam dried his hands and nodded. That's okay. I still tuck in the side of my bed like she used to. They looked at each other for a long, long second. Then Liam said the words that would stay with Emily forever. Love doesn't replace, it expands. Tears rolled down her cheeks. Not from pain, but release. I want to try, she said finally. Liam stepped closer, gently brushing a strand of hair from her face. So do I. As the snow began to fall outside, two broken hearts finally stopped walking in circles. They met in the middle, where pain met peace, where sorrow turned into something soft and new. In time, Emily removed her uniform for good, choosing a different kind of battle to build again. And while David's picture remained on her mantle, Liam's coat found a place on her hook. Not a replacement, an expansion. Clara called her Mommy Emily without prompting. And every Sunday, without fail, the three of them visited two graves, not in sadness, but in gratitude. For the love that once was, and the love that now is. Sometimes the knock that opens your heart comes after you've locked every door. But healing walks in any way.